Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, proudly sponsored by Glistian Events. Everyone is here. Sean is in the lobby area there. Andrew's going to let him in.
Am I?
Yeah,
He's
let
gonna
him in.
behave?
Andrew was annoyed by
You gonna behave?
his.
That's a no.
Just make sure that sound is right. We're all here. We are here for part 2 of our Flop or Not series. We're going to have a third video, I'd say, are we?
Yeah, there's another 20 left.
18 horses today, and there's many of them I would consider flops. I don't think it's going to be quite as entertaining maybe as the Facile Vega debate, but we will kick on.
Somebody doesn't like this horse, Dave.
Oh yeah. Oh no, there'll be a few. There'll be a few, but there's a few really bad horses in this one. Andrew, I'm gonna say how are you, but you're the same colour as the Gigginstown picture above you. So
I'm roasted.
Tad sunburned.
Just small bit.
Yeah, just a tad sunburned.
It's when you're rushing out. Oh look, the sun's in the sky. Let's go to the beach. Let's not put sun cream on you.
Should have had a Calippo.
But yeah, I was having a great day till I went home watching United and Unana. I was having a great day. I was out on the beach, chilled, went for a swim. Kids were having a right crack. Everyone was happy. I came back, let's pass the ball 5 yards across the box 7 million times for no reason whatsoever.
Look, people have laughed at me. I have the jersey at home, third season having it now, tags are still on it. And I just refuse to wear it until stuff is sorted. And I thought at the end of last season we were getting somewhere, but evidently we are not.
Tell me what. Somebody please try. And I had this argument with loads of people before I even signed. Please tell me what Onana brings besides passing the ball 5 yards that way. It's like having Michael Carrick on goal.
He's great hair.
It's literally like having Michael Carrick on goal.
I think he's good hair.
Pass ball sideways, but no, that doesn't work. No. Ten Hag
reminds me of that Rihanna song. Oh no,
you're so shit.
I can't save shit.
Just get on the phone, swallow your pride. David, we're sorry. We made a mistake.
Does he have a club back?
No, he's a fucking free agent.
I know what I'd be doing.
I'd be doing. Sorry, David.
Another team.
Sorry, David.
It's
and
weird.
Arsenal are shit as well, which makes it worse.
It's weird because Andrew's kind of where I have been 3 years ago. It feels like it took him a while to get there. But I don't think I'm going to watch him for a little while because I can't watch Anthony anymore. Man is honking. I don't know how
Anthony shit. When your second and when your third and fourth defenders on the bench are fucking Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans. Do me an absolute favour if you think we're going forward. Fuck off.
I feel like
we're putting on Harry Maguire, who doesn't want to be there.
Andrew's fucking angry.
And Johnny Evans, who should be retired like me.
Do you not have your yellow and green
scarf? A relegated team last year. And now he's coming on in the second half against Arsenal. What the fuck is going on?
Tom's laughing because
we go sign a reject. A fucking reject for Spurs.
It's a great signing. No Spurs fourth choice left back. I mean, it's a brilliant signing, right?
What the fuck?
Tom's laughing because I've been banging this drum for
Casemiro.
2 years and Andrew has lost it today.
Casemiro may as well be on Weight Watchers. He's just putting on some timber and he's done nothing this season.
Look, lads, I think you should just come on the podcast next week with your green and your scarf and say Glazers do.
Nothing to do with the fucking Glazers. This bullshit has to do with the Glazers. It's fucking not. There's players that are useless. Fuck off, like.
United for
Martinez only one with a bit of balls, but he fucking flies into the tackle and hurts himself. It's the only player I actually have a bit of it. Ericsson as well. Ericsson with holding that midfield together. Bruno Fernandes is fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. Marcus, I run into everyone. Rashford is back.
Trashford.
Oh, he scored. Oh, no, you can't say that. He scored a goal. He done fuck all.
Oh, fucking useless.
And that Anthony fella.
They're all getting it. Go on, keep going.
How's he professional?
He's terrible.
How in the name, if anybody, he's the easiest left/right winger you will ever mark in your life because he can only do one fucking thing, cut back in on his left leg.
He's not good at that. Anyway.
You can stand on the sideline and go, there's the sideline, run down there. I go this way.
What?
Fucking piss.
Holy God.
I'm not saying United are going back to where they were, but just Jesus Christ.
Just before we move on, we need to just clarify one thing though. What were the names of the two centre backs that you finished the match with again?
Harry Maguire and Johnny fucking Evans.
Is the year 2004.
It's like I'm about to go back in time. I'm waiting for Wayne Rooney to come in now.
Look, I'm going to have to have an argument with people over the last few years, maybe 5 years, and they're going, oh,
fucking Eric the Jemba's better than half of them.
It's the owner's fault. Get the scarves out.
It's not to do with the owners.
It's fucking do with the owners. They're in the same boat as every other fucking owner. Anyway,
they spent 75 million on a 20-year-old striker, and they're saying, oh, the owners are not pumping money into the club. Bollocks, they are. Just spent 75 million on an unknown striker.
It's good for business.
In fairness, he came on, he started bullying the backline. I like that.
90 million they paid for Anthony.
I hope to get the fucking receipt.
I put a jersey on Pascal Vega and he'd do more.
Imagine paying 90 million for that. All he does is bleach his hair.
I'm telling you.
That's all he does.
Jersey on Pascal Vega and he'd fucking offer more up front than that useless bollocks. Anyway.
You do more. At least you put yourself about.
I can score a few tap-ins.
That's debatable.
Anyway, Andrew, how you doing?
Oh, I'm grand now. I'm okay. I'm on the fucking great day I was.
That was a rant and a half. Tom,
I kept that in for 3 years. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Tom, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm a Liverpool fan, and United finished a game that they lost against Arsenal with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire at centre back. Oh, time of my life this afternoon watching that.
And Sean, how you doing?
Got a hell of a lot better, Dave. 3-1. We move on. Royce, baby.
Should have going to win the league now, apparently.
2 scoops 10. It's worse recruitment than Big Gordo's point-to-pointers. Cannot deny.
Got a point.
Cannot deny. That's a great comment. We are going to spend. We're going to. You can throw some comments in there. We will.
That's not right.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, you go down there. There you go.
We'll take a little break in the middle of this and go through some of the comments. So fire in the comments there today, and we'll go through them. We didn't have time the last day. As I said,
how's your voice?
I'm still. It's not fully back, but being back training and all that, so I think I'm good to go. Shouldn't. I got some water here and had a clip out, so we should be fine.
Why'd you say water, really posh?
I don't know.
Sparkling water.
What's Tom drinking?
Oh, sure, it's alcohol.
I'm on a Prosecco, yeah.
Bon Pablo.
Alcohol. Part 2 of this list. Before we get going, just to remind you again about Glistian's packages, syndicate packages. There's a special on at the moment, 10% off the gold and black memberships. With that package, you're getting up to 40% off tailor-made golf equipment, excluding balls. Don't forget the balls.
We need them for Tuesday.
We need balls for Tuesday. I say again. No, I
don't say it again.
4 free tickets to any European Tour golf event. First access to VIP hospitality packages in the O2 London. 10% to 15% off. And much more.
You bringing me?
No.
I wonder does it include the Ryder Cup? That's technically European Tour, isn't it?
Andrew will have all the details there on Twitter if you want to jump in and have a look. And Facebook. Facebook?
Yeah, and the Instagram.
Yep. Got them all there. Got them all covered. Maybe even TikTok. TikTok.
Yeah, I do, but it's a lot of effort.
Yeah. Instagram and...
I do TikTok for...
Instagram and X is enough for me.
Yeah, I think I'll buy the tracker for the golf thing on Tuesday.
I came around to Twitter to X. I quite like it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't spend a lot of time on it. Like I'd spend a lot more time on Instagram, but I like
when you're on it. Huh?
Thank God, says the rest of the world. You
I was just going to say it. When you're on it, you make an impact.
Brilliant.
You make an impact.
Yeah, I'm due an old story or something. We'll get there. Maybe this week. Anyway, part 2 of this list. And we are starting with a filly. Flop or not? Oh, wait, no.
That she likes.
Flop or not? Gala Marceau. Sean.
I'm gonna say flop, but I don't think she'll be too far off the grade ones. If Glassy Mouth is to go and reach them levels, there's not much between them. She's probably 2 or 3 lengths behind her. So if Glassy Mouth goes and wins a Mare's Hurdle, she might place. It's technically not too bad, but I'd say it's gonna be a flop. I can't see her taking out that grade 1 come Cheltenham.
Tom.
I think last year proved that she's probably a bit behind Lossiemouth. I know she got the better of her at Leopardstown, but I think Lossiemouth is a better horse. I was in her toy the day that she won there. Mightily impressive. Zarak the Brave didn't get their best run around that day, but to be honest, I don't think anything would have beaten Gala Marceau the form she was in. She clearly liked So Toy. She bolted up there on her last run in France for her previous trainer as well. I think she's going to go well. She was second at Cheltenham. She's proved that she handles that place. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with her. Presumably stay hurdling and aim for the Mare's Hurdle. She may find Lossiemouth one too good, but yeah, she's going to be bang there. And I feel she may get her day again if some of them underperform. She'll be there.
Andrew.
She'll be following Lossiemouth's arse around all season if they meet. She's a good mare in her own right. She's a grade 1 winner in France. I think that probably ultimately might be her target at the end of the season. Harry Maguire still annoying me, John. Yeah, finishing her match. But when it comes to grade 1 races, which will involve Lossiemouth, she won't. But whether Willie will separate them going throughout the season, what there is to separate them in is another thing. And you presume she's going to stay down the Mare's Hurdle route. If she goes into open company against the Geldings, she has no hope in hell. So on that basis, she'll be a flop, but not a massive flop.
Yeah, I like Gala Marceau, but I just don't think she'll be ahead of Lossie, Moose, or Astro Diamond. Do you remember when Astro Diamond was on the boat to Cheltenham and they took a picture of her and it was completely not her because it was a chestnut horse and she's not Josh Sean's gone. Oh, yeah. See you, Sean.
He's fed up with Harry Maguire as well.
See you, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, I like Gala Marceau, but in the context of this, a flop. I don't think she's as good as the other two. Okay, I don't know where Sean's gone, but we'll just keep going.
Got a message. It's like Love Island. Got a text.
Maybe he.
He'll be back in a minute. His house must be burning down again.
Oh, he's gone. Sandor Clegane.
Oh, I don't like that. There we go.
Sandor Clegane is the next one. Paul Nolan's horse. One that I quite liked all last year, and I took a lot of flack for it. But I made some money at Cheltenham. I had a match bet with one of the lads, €50, that he would finish ahead of Hidden Valley Lake. Useless. And I won that match bet. And then he done me a solid, and I think we were all on him at Punchestown. It was the smart one. I think it'll be a knot. I like Sandor Clegane. I think he's gonna go well in either the National Hunt Chase or the RSA at Cheltenham. And I think he'll pick up quite a few races in Ireland throughout the winter. I've been saying all along, 3 miles in a fence. You're getting it this year.
It's the best saying ever, 3 miles in a fence. Yeah, I think he's going to do a lot more than people expect him to do. Whether it be 4 miler or the RSA. As of right now, going through it, what's going up to 3 miles novice chases, there's not much around. You have the likes of the stay away phase if she goes chasing and whatnot. No, he was third behind her, but I think change of tactics, which they done at Punchestown, is what he needs. I'd nearly have him down as probably one of my first anti-post picks for the National Hunt Chase. I think he's just tailor-made for something like that. I know he's first title, 2.5 mile, was it 4.25 at Punchestown. He'll win over 3 miles, he'll win over further. Yeah, I think he's going to do a lot this season. I think he's probably the best stay in novice chaser in Ireland.
Don't forget Ziggy. Tom,
What about
Salvador Ziggy's very good. Very good.
No, he's not on his.
Yeah, I'd have him down as a flop anyway for me. I think that Albert Bartlett was one of the worst run in recent memory. Over half the field didn't finish that day. And yeah, look, he's a grand horse. He went and won at Punchestown as well. He's the size and scope to be a chaser. But I just think he's going to find a couple too good every time. And if he found a couple too good in that Albert Bartlett, I think he'll continue to find a couple too good, to be honest.
I
think he should have won the Albert Bartlett. He got a honk him, right? Like,
I think he was too.
Half the field didn't finish that.
Yeah, sure, we'll see.
Well, he was the one kind of finishing where the rest of that were around him were getting pulled up. So I don't. Yeah, I think there's a lot there to like push. We will soon find out.
If Tom's hairline drops any further back, Jamie Spencer will jump on and write it.
Oh wow! Oh Jesus!
Oh, for fuck's sake! Number 3 today, Brave Man's Game.
That hurt him. That's that. Tom, your hairline's fabulous, Tom.
Brave Man's Game. Definitely not a flop. Really good horse. I see him as the winner of the King George again this year. I said numerous times he was the best horse in that Ballymore that Bob Ollinger won. Very, very good horse. And was just unlucky to meet Gallopin last year.
How many Cheltenham wins the Brave Man Game have?
But he can win
Many
other
have.
ones.
Answer the question. How many does he have?
0.
How many does Bob have? 2. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I hate that horse.
Oh, he's back. Yeah,
What happened, Sean?
Where'd
You may as well tell us what happened.
Someone was locked out. Had to go down and answer the door.
Fair. Andrew,
Well, Brave Man's Game. Yeah.
This board.
Brave Man's Game. I think he will win everything up to the Gold Cup. What's the whether he goes to? I don't know where he start at bloody King George or before that. I think he'll win the prep race.
Charlie Hall again.
Charlie Hall.
He's going Charlie Hall. He'll probably win the Charlie Hall. He'll win the King George. Probably Denman Chase, Newbury. And he'll be looking at Gallopin's arse again at Cheltenham. Won't be a flop. He'll win everything up to the Cheltenham Gold Cup. And he'll probably won't win at Aintree either, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, he'll be good up to the Gold Cup. He'll win everything up to the Gold Cup.
Tom.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think he's absolutely nailed on for the King George again. I think that is his race. He actually, I love the horse, and I remember putting him up as a novice chaser and getting slagged for it. But no, I've always liked him since his novice hurdle days. He actually surprised me though in the Gold Cup. I didn't know if he had the heart for it. I think it's an attritional race, and I was surprised. I was surprised to see him the one staying on in second, to be honest. Whether he comes back next year now, he's going to be 9, an older, stronger horse, potentially. I think Gallopin just has that bit of class edge, doesn't he? But no, look, I think for the UK 3-mile chases, there's talk of, what's the Gordon Elliott horse going over to the...
Jerry Colombe.
Jerry Colombe going over to the Betfair Chase. I think it'll dodge that. I think Weatherby for the Charlie Hall back there, he'll start off, and then straight to Kempton on Boxing Day, and he'll win the King George. Look, I was surprised him last year. He could go and surprise us again in the Gold Cup, but King George is his race.
Sean.
Yeah, I think Tom hit the nail on the head there. I think the King George is going to be his big day. He's not a flop. I can't see him turn the form of Gallopin, but I think he'll mop up them English grade ones. I'm not too sure if Nichols be afraid of taking on Jerry Colombe and the Betfair Chase. I'd have Brave Man's Game well over him in anyways. So maybe if he has a prep before that and goes to the Betfair Chase, and then maybe he backs off him until Kempton, Cheltenham, and then maybe Punchestown again. I could see him taking out them big races in England. So he's definitely not a flop for me.
Downright could be an option. Paul Nichols over there.
I think he said already he's going Charlie Hall and then King George. So
who's he been down Ryland? He always brings something to that. Who else does he have?
Who knows? No.
He won't beat the great Envoy, will he?
Hitman.
Oh God, King Envoy.
Hitman.
King Envoy. Back M5 there and Cheltenham, and you'll make money.
Next, Gigginstown horse, Gordo horse, Conflated. Been underrated, I think, a couple of seasons. Very good horse. Andrew.
Yak. He's
Fair enough.
having his chances. He's not going to be improving. He's not been beaten by all the good horses in Ireland. He finished place in the Gold Cup. But I think it's another year on his back, more racing under his legs. I can't see him picking up a grade 1. Unless Galopin doesn't end up going to the Irish Gold Cup. That's the only way I can see him winning this season at the DRF.
Sean.
Yeah, I seen the idea of him being floated around yesterday. The Gordon Elliott Stable Tour was on that. Maybe the cross-country chase could be on the agenda for him. I'm not too sure how true it is now, but he'd be interesting if they would have sent him for that now. He'd be a top quality, pretty much like Delta Walk nearly going into that. In Ireland, he might pick up that grade 1 at Christmas time. Normally, Galopin normally doesn't go to that one, so that might be there for him. But I'd be interested in the idea if they drop him back for a Ryanair. I think it's pretty wide open. We seen last year in the Gold Cup, he's not better than Brave Man Game and Galopin Deschamps, and maybe the distance. He's about 33-1 in the Ryanair market. I'd be interested to see if anything whispers come around for that. I think he's a big enough price, and if he was to go there, I think he'd have a great chance. So I'm not saying he's a flop. I'm going to give him a chance, and hopefully he goes to Ryanair.
Yeah, I agree with Sean. So I'll touch on that now. I think he has definitely enough speed for the Ryanair, and I'd be quite interested if he did drop back for the Ryanair. I was one of the ones that was happy to have an each-way betting him last year in the Gold Cup. I think he was comfortably the third best staying chaser last year behind the two big ones. He's obviously doesn't stay quite as well, and he just doesn't have the class of those two. So I doubt we're going to see Allaho back. Envoy's another year older as well. I say drop him back to the Ryanair.
How is he going to be now?
let him
What
go.
is he, 8 now?
Conflated. I think he was
9. I feel
nine.
like he's 9.
He's 9 going on
He's
10.
9.
I'd say. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
9 going
9
on
going
10.
Isn't it just on? Isn't the cross country chase turned into kind of a little
Gordo benefit.
Gordo
Beacon
benefit
Sound.
and a farewell race?
Sure, look, just get a race
great,
to Cheltenham, innit?
It's the race where you just go, what's Gordon run? Yeah, right. That's one winner for a week there.
Tom.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm going to back him at Leopardstown. He's ran there over that trace course 3 times. He's won twice, 2 open grade 1s. He tailed off on his other start. He got beaten 60 odd lengths or something behind Monkfish. So you can put a line through that. That wasn't his true running, but he clearly goes very well at Leopardstown. I'm going to back him there, and I think that's his win for the year, to be honest. He's ran well at Cheltenham. Like, he was running well in that Ryanair. He ran well in the Gold Cup. But I think that's kind of him, like, runs well. I think Leopardstown is his bag. I think Gordon probably knows that, and he's going to have him fully revved for either Christmas or the DRF. I think he'll win there, and that'll be his win for the season, to be honest.
Yeah, if you remember last year when he came out the race at Down Royal, remember he started favourite all week and he drifted out to about 8-1 on Saturday morning. So that told a story. Lossie Moose. Lossie Mouth, last year's Triumph Hurdle winner. This year's Mayor's Hurdle winner. Not a flop. Genuine, class, grey filly. No need to say anymore.
No, not disagree.
Good.
I think she wins.
Yep.
I think she wins the Mayor's. I don't think step home trip's going to bother her whatsoever.
I love her.
If anything is going to benefit her, see the way she done it on in the Triumph Hurdle. She battered a lot of them, staying all day. I think the step up and trip might actually bring out more improvement.
I love her.
Her only danger is Astro Diamond. Even at that, it's a stretch to close the comparisons of them. I think she's a better, more classier mare than Astro Diamond. And you've Galar Marceau, who she's at the beaten once, twice. I know Galar Marceau beat her at the Dublin Race but that was Paul Townend probably gave the worst ride of his life that day. But yeah, I think she's the She could be the banker of the festival. Even I know September now we're talking about bankers of the festival. I think she could be the banker of the festival.
I love her. I just love her. Tom.
Yeah, I think she's the best mare we've seen since Annie Power. I think she really has that superstar status about her. And yeah, look, the only time she's been beaten is by Galamasso, but as you say, Paul, if he could get that ride back, I think he'd win on her definitely. And then, yeah, she's gone and won her next 2 starts. It was kind of a question mark then. Did she have a hard race there? Would she come back from it? And she bounced back and won well. Yeah, I think she's going to take a hell of a lot of beating in the mare's hurdle, isn't she? Yeah, I think that's it really. I honestly think she's the next big thing in the mares division.
It's just a smart route to take with her as well, with her 4 going on 5 as well, not overburden her against the geldings, and then you can see where she goes from there. But I think she's class. I love the way every race she raced last year, they were, oh, this thing's going to beat her, that thing's going to beat her, and she's just do it off a fast pace, do it doing stuff wrong, do it off a slow pace.
She's very uncomplicated. You could literally put her anywhere in a race, she'd settle. You could put her over any trip and she'd settle, she'd stay. The 4 to 5 thing would worry me if she was going into open company, because you know how terribly hard Vauban. Look, if Vauban's going on to do it, it'd be ridiculous hard. But you have to realise then who she's going up against in the mayor's division. She's going up against Love Envy. She's going up against.
But Vauban was running well. In all fairness, he's never going to beat State Man. So,
yeah, I think she's by far the best mare.
I needed her to win on the Friday of Cheltenham this year.
That was the start of a fantastic day,
and it was just
very rowdy.
I was like,
fantastic.
It was like 6. Sean,
but better.
Yeah, she was a very, very good filly last year. By far the best of juveniles for me. I'm just worried. I'm 50-50 on it, to be honest with you. I'm worried about going up into the open class. Now, Zarek the Brave has gone and done it in the Galway hurdle, but I think Astro Diamond's a very good mare. I think she's been a little bit underestimated. She ran last season against the Geldings behind Paso Vega and Marine National. I think that's top form.
They don't even know what colour she is.
She's shite, John.
What?
She's shite. There you go.
Astro Diamond,
She is. She's not great. I got absolutely slaughtered for saying
she is overhyped.
She won a maiden, her maiden, the Friday before.
Is she in the list?
The Sunday before we went to Cheltenham.
No, we were in Cheltenham.
And yeah, she won a maiden. I was like, that's not fucking good at all. Oh, you can't be saying that. She beat a pack of fucking trees getting weight. Oh, she wasn't ready. She was expected to win, and yeah, she won at Punchestown. See, there's Punchestown Farm. Throw that out the window.
No, lad. She went and absolutely murdered them at Fairy House on the dicky. Murdered them in a grade 1.
Who was in that race? Who was in that race?
All the Cheltenham Magical Zoe's, the likes. I can't remember. To be honest, I don't have it off the top of my head.
Exactly. About a week and a half after Cheltenham, they were all running again.
A month.
She got up today in Fairy House as well. Like I don't know. She's definitely not for me anyway. That mare.
Match bet.
Well, Lassie, I'm 50-50 to be honest. I already have one on the lead in the group chat.
Match bet. Come on.
No, he won't give it to me, sure.
Match bet. 3 of us against you.
Oh no, not a hope. 3 of us. I go 1-on-1 with one of us if you want.
Cheltenham.
I think the 4-year-old.
If you're right, you get.
I am actually so happy that Tom agrees. It's very rare that me and Tom agree, but we really love Lassie Mouth.
I think
I love her as well. I think she's very, very good. I just think
you're 50-50. If you loved her, you won't be 50-50.
With me and Tom are going to get a photo. I'm going to kiss one side, he's going to kiss the other.
Where am I? I'm going to be sitting on top of her.
I don't care where you are.
I just think her form against the Geldings, and then when she went back in against the mare, she murdered them. I think she's been a little bit underestimated. The Henry the Bromhead horse was the next coming, and that's
that thing is fucking useless.
A hard race at Cheltenham. The horse she beat was rated 125. Like, this thing is going to get lapped.
I'll retract that statement. Sorry, Magic Zoe's not useless. She got the worst ride I've ever seen in my life, and where she came to where she ended up. That absolutely battered her. And then she went off to run a Fairy House.
Astro Diamond done that in the bridal, lads, and she's proven against the Geldings, and she's up over the trip.
She's not proven against the Geldings. She hasn't beaten the Geldings. She's not proven against the Geldings. She ran in them races for one
Yeah.
thing and one thing only, to learn how to settle.
Yeah, but she wasn't that
She
far
was
behind him.
never, ever, ever, ever put into them races. Patrick Mullins was out the back. Right,
Yeah.
just get her around, teach her how to settle, and that's grand.
But the Royal Bond, she was 4 lengths behind Marine National, Irish Point. Like, if they win against Lossiemouth, what would you say?
I'd say Lossiemouth would do the same, if not better.
In a strangely ran race, like you look at that race at Fairyhouse, which was a grade 1, and she won, right? But she won. She got there going well. She then got pushed out. She beat what could have been, who's rated 125 by 5 lengths. The third was Pink in the Park, and then Haute Jouer, and then Magical Zoe, who had a hard race at
Honking.
Cheltenham.
Pink in the fucking
Pink
park.
in the park, honking.
Oh my god, I hate that horse.
I don't know. I think she's miles the best of them mares last season. She's proven over the trip. Lossiemouth got very keen coming down the hill last year. I'm just that 4 furlongs, that extra 4 furlongs. And stepping up from 4-year-old, I want to see her do it first before I make my decision.
Right, why are you worried? Not again. No.
She did get keen, and Paul was still sitting there with a fucking stiffy
And the
like
dicky.
that.
And then he jumped the last and went.
Okay, Ahoy Senior. For me, he's going to be a flop. He just does so much wrong, and I think he's a likable old character. And I like horses from Lucinda's stable. She's a good trainer. He should have won an entry. It was a bad ride by Ryan Hughes, but regardless, he just does so much wrong. I honest to God don't know how he hasn't
Killed himself.
broke his neck yet.
He didn't even hit the floor.
He's nuts, like.
I love him.
But yeah, like he's just not going to beat the other horses he races wrong. So,
But you know what the mad thing is? The day he actually gets it all together with his jumping, with his traveling, with him not being an absolute psychopath.
he did an entry.
Look what he done.
He still lost.
I know. No, he didn't. No, I'm on about his novice.
Ah, fuck that.
That was. He's just. Oh, he's not going to win. There's going to be a day, whether it's this year or next year, where he just gets everything together against the big boys, and he's going to absolutely give him the fright of their life. He's so talented, but God bless me, he's fucking thick.
Tom.
Oh, I'm glad you finally seen sense on this yoke. You were all over him there for a while. He won once last year at 6 runs, including when he got beat 33 lengths and 40 lengths. And the race he won by a length and a half in a grade 2, beating Sounds Russia. Like, the talk and the hype behind this lad, like, please, dear God, give it a break. Like, Andrew said, he might get it right once this season. He might get it right once. And I tell you, when I think he'll probably get it right, is that grade 2 at Cheltenham in January again, when everybody else is put away for the Gold Cup. And he can go and win that. But I don't like him at all. And yeah, best of luck to him. His RPRs are insane for his actual what he's done. But yeah, best of luck to him.
Now I know what it's like for Tom listening to us about It's For Me.
Yeah, no,
Honest, like,
he is just like.
That's 4 runs.
I remember everybody telling me that he was better than La Home Presse. Oh, fuck me. Sean.
Is he dead?
No, he's injured. He injured his back.
He's going to get added to the list.
RSA winners normally don't come back. I'd say he's probably gone.
It's hard to know because he ran twice. He injured himself in the King George. He had won that race at Newcastle before that, so hard to know.
Who don't come back?
RSA winners that injured themselves, but he didn't injure himself in the RSA because he raced twice last year. Anyway, Sean, far away.
Ahoy Senor, yeah, he's a flop for me. He's not near that top level. I think the best thing she could probably do is bring him back over hurdles. That stairs is wide open. I think that's probably the best thing she could do is go in there and have a chance for him, have a swing. There's not really anything standing out at the moment unless Gaelic Warrior goes. But other than that, I think he'd run a hell of a lot better in the stairs than he would in the Gold Cup.
Isn't this going to be the talk of the season? Any horse that can't jump over 3 miles, put him back to stairs.
But he's proven like he's an idiot over a fence like so many times. He's probably had 2 seasons now.
He's just an idiot.
Speaking of La Home Presse, I'd back him now first time out if he came back and it was heavy ground. Maybe he'll turn up at the Betfair.
Speaking
back
of that,
him now.
Horses coming back from an injury, I always back him first time out because they're all after having extra work done. They're after having their rehab. They're after having they're not going to have him undercooked. Well, they're not going to have him fully red, but they're not going to have him undercooked for where an injury could occur for lack of fitness. Where put extra strain on the body.
Did you follow Johnny Deneenan at 4-6 on military order then, Chester, the weekend? Best bet of the weekend. Boosh.
No, I'm talking about jump horses who have to actually jump things, who have their muscles and their bones and whatever. I'm ready
He called Sean odds on done. That column from Johnny Deneenan the weekend. You're on about calling people out. 3 odds on shots in an odds on column in a column like.
That's
but mine went, Tom. That's the difference. Mine went, Tom. His don't.
Oh, look, this is a breaking bit of the show now. This is the first time Tom has ever called someone out.
It's just madness, like that's just. I text down halfway through the day.
Who are the other 2 horses? That's the only one I know he had in it.
Oh, I took a screenshot. One of the odds-on shots won. He actually had a winner then at Navan at like 130. One of the odds-on shots won, and the other one got beat. Another one was a favourite. Where was it? Navan as well. It got beat. It's like military order. Like that must have been the worst bet of the weekend.
I text Tom after, and it's just like I don't mind Johnny. I think he's funny, but some of the stuff, especially on the flat, because I actually like the flat, it's just unsensible. And he's a lot older than me, but I wish I could just sit him down and say, Johnny, use your fucking brains, man. Come on.
I think we all like him because he's funny. There's no denying he's funny. He's a great storyteller. He's very, very entertaining. But like some of the stuff he comes out with tips wise, like it's literally like if you could write a book of the opposite of what not to do, like it's that.
Military order, right? Categorically did not act at Epsom. Charlie Appleby said he didn't act at Epsom. He's also, if you're watching the flat racing, he's a brother to Adayar. And they're absolutely ginormous horses. They don't go around fast tracks. I don't know how Adayar won the Derby. Right? He didn't act in the Derby. There was no way he was going to act around Chester. It just made no sense. Yep. And even if he was 6-4, it made no sense. And then there was 2 horses. Shanroe was going to lead and stays, and Lone Eagle has run well and not stayed in other races, so there was plenty to take him on with. It was a fucking mad. I was like, I wish I could just fucking shake him.
I backed Shamrow in it, Tom. By the way,
nice one. That's.
Do you know what? Nice. We're talking about Chester. I put up a horse on the column that's on our website in the first. The thing that was a length behind Sheldon and whatever. Put him up 6-4. Went off odds on front runner. What happens? Gets fucking held up around Chester.
Yeah, no, it was very fast.
You're putting up horses like. Well, you're looking through the form. Yeah, he's at the batting thing going from the front. He battered up going from the front. He was up at the pace. He's up at the pace. Okay, right. Round Chester. Draw him 1. He's going to get kicked out. Nah, what's Richard King do? Just give him a little push. Squint in the middle, and we go. You absolute tip.
Just got a new job too.
That's flat racing for you.
Draw 1 round Chester. Go forward.
Richard King's go.
Go forward. Like.
Where in Tesco's?
Every little helps.
A dream to share.
Hang on, did he get a new job? Or are you joking?
Oh.
No, yeah. What's the white with the green stripe?
You know the horse that came second in the Derby, Dubai Mile or whatever. He's riding all his horses now.
I actually don't hate him as much as you guys do, but yeah.
I don't hate him at all. That's stupid, right?
The King it's not. He is what he is to me. He's not superb. He's not really bad. He's middle of the road.
He's grand.
He's not done. He's not as bad as Harry Maguire and Anthony. He's not quite as good as
Johnny Evans.
Fair. A dream to share, Andrew.
Yeah, it is 2023. Sorry, I was just checking what year I'm in. Johnny Evans coming on the pitch. I think this fella is going to be far, far, far away from being a flop. A lot of people, and we've all talked about it, are saying, oh, he's flatbread. Do you know if he's going to jump? Do we know this? Do we know that? He's trained by a very shrewd man. A man that's going to have this fella jumping. Like people saying, I mean, go flat horse there, they're jumping. We've Hurricane Fly, flat horse. Marine National Land, flat horse. Flatbread horse, sorry. Penn Hill, flat horse. They didn't do it. That was just off the top of my head. They didn't do too bad. This fella is proven in Grade 1 company. He's been to every dance. He's won every dance. He's going to go far next year. There's not much more I can say right now, but I think he's going to be a very, very good hurdler, and it's going to take a good one to beat him. If he can just translate what he done in bumpers, 2 hurdles, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's going to be able to jump. He's a jump.
He's very much flatbread. His daddy won 3 6 furlong grade 1s.
But he's winning 2 mile bumpers going away.
Yeah, he's a bit of speed. He's a kick at the end of the race.
And
That's what it
It's
is.
the same thing with Rio National last year. Oh, he's not going to be. What's he going to be like when he meets the fence? They're fucking trained to be jump horses. Or
Yeah,
hurdle.
look,
They're literally trained to jump things.
I think it'd be a flop anyway. I think Willie will have 2 or 3 from France that'll beat him. It's not even to do with the flat breeding. It's impressive that he's able to do what he's been doing. I just think there'll be horses from France that Willie's bought or someone else's bought that will be better
Do you
than
know
him.
what's bothering us? Man, you're going to kill me for saying this. This thing was called Facile Vega. Every father son trained by Willie Mullins. Everybody would be shouting from the rooftop about this thing. And they'd be saying, how is this thing still 4-1, 7-2 for the
To be honest,
Supreme?
I think it's about 30 years since or like 1 in 30 or something since a bumper winner won the Supreme, and Facile couldn't do it last year. So the stats are completely against him as well.
I don't believe in stats.
I think the only one that did it was Champagne Fever.
Champagne Fever.
What a bio he was.
Sean.
Yeah, you just robbed it on me. I'm full sure it's 1 in 30. I followed up from the champion bumper to the Supreme.
I think it's 1 in 31 now because Facile, it would have been 1 in 30 last year, I think.
Yeah, it's something big, and anyways, it's very, very hard. Not many do it, as you can see. I'd be worried about him as well. I've just that gut feeling that Willie has to have something in that yard that was better than him. He just produces them year after year, and it's the jumping. It is the flatbread as well, going over hurdles for me. I want to see him do it. At the moment, I don't have him as the Supreme, so a flop.
Tom?
Yeah, he's a flop for me. I think we touched on it on the show as well. The stats there, as you said, Dave, about the bumper winners going on to the Supreme. I think he's all speed. He's obviously got a high touch of class there as well. You look at Muhara, his sire. He's had, I think, I count them up there. I think 18 odd other jumpers. The highest rating is 113, and he's a horse who's damaged by Dubawi. So they're well-bred horses. They haven't jumped so far. You can get freaks. You 100% can get freaks, and this lad may be one of them. But for the prices he's at and for the reputation he's going to come in with, I'll take him on. And I'm going to put up a little prediction here that may or may not come true, but I have a sneaky feeling it will. I have a feeling that horse is going to have a very long season because you're going to see him in June in Royal Ascot.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Muhara hasn't really been all that good of a sire on the flat either, to be honest.
Well, how many of them horses have actually ran to what he's done?
Oh, Tom said you can get freaks.
But this is
You
what
get
I
freaks, yeah.
this is what I don't get. I just throw out the window with stats. You're basing on other horses.
No, we're based on stats.
Yeah, but them
based on
stats are based on other horses. They're not based on him.
The
An individual.
The stats count. They were against Facile Vega last year, and I love Facile Vega, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, but like stats are there for people who are made to be broken. Every stat in the world is broken.
And I just said Facile Vega couldn't break it, so I definitely don't think a Dream to Share is going to break it.
On what basis?
He's not as
So
good as
Dream to
Facile Vega.
A Dream to Share done more or less what Facile Vega's done at this stage.
Yeah, what it should tell you is different types of horses win the bumper to those horses that win the Supreme. They're just different types of horses.
Yeah, precisely.
No. Time it
The actual bumper horses, the horse that win the bumpers,
are staying.
tend to do better in.
They tend to be
staying
stale,
races.
but this thing is fast.
Yeah, well, sure, Facile Vega looked fast as well, didn't he?
No, he didn't look fast. I said day one, this thing is not fast. This thing needs a trip.
Princess Zoe, for me, a flop. Zoe's days are behind her.
Will never
Flop.
be seen again.
Flop. Absolute flop. Just because. Yeah, flop.
Sean,
Flop.
Flop.
Tom.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see her again. Unfortunately. Yeah,
Where
I
is she?
see she's
Paul
just
Nolan's.
she was registered in training with Paul Nolan on the 8th of August. So I don't know. Maybe he's looking at running her. And as I say, as I say, she's never going to be seen again. She's got an entry in the Irish Harwich. So look, whether he runs it there or whether that's a speculative entry, I don't know. I'd give her more of a chance in running in one of those and running well than I would over hurdles. Look, very unfortunate how the whole thing played out. Left a bit of a sour taste in what was a fantastic story. That we followed all the way from Shane Foley getting her beat the first day at Navan off the mark 64. But yeah, I know it's a fantastic story, but I think she's 8 now, rising 9. If they want to give her a run, give her a couple of flat runs there and stick her in fold start next year, and off she goes to have babies, I think.
Yeah, if the owner has his way, she'd be running champion hurdle, I'd say.
Florin Porter, another one for me would be a flop. Loved him over the last couple of years, but I think he's probably had his day in the sun winning his couple of races. I think he'll struggle this year if some of the younger generation come into that division. Andrew?
Flop. His best days are well behind him now. He's just not as mad as he used to be, and when they lose the madness, they tend to lose the... Sean gonna sleep there? It looked like he was on sleep there.
Yeah, no, he's awake.
Once they lose the madness, they kind of lose their spark. So yeah, I think he's going... Unfortunately, he's an absolute dude of a horse, but I think he's going to be a flop.
Tom?
Yeah, look, I'm slightly biased now after Otoy. I think I mentioned before we were lucky enough to meet the lads and Gavin and go out for dinner with them, and they're a fantastic crack anyway, if nothing else. And Gavin was kind of just saying, like, he'd just love a clear run with him. It was well documented last year that he'd plenty of niggling injuries, and he never got a clear run with him all season. So look, if he gets a clear run with him, there's half a chance he could get him back. What I thought was somewhat interesting was there was a post up on Instagram or Facebook the other day, and there was some horses schooling in Gavin's, and the one in front jumping a fence was Florin Porter. So whether they're going to look at that now, I don't know, but that could be interesting if they did. He's certainly been a very highly rated novice hurdler going into a novice division. So yeah, no, I just don't write him off completely just because they never got a clear run with him last season. So, but yeah, he is 8. He's done all his winning. I think they're just in dreamland now. So anything else is a bonus, as they say. But.
Sean?
Yeah, I think he'd be a flop. I think he has lost a touch of that spark. Maybe it is getting a clear runner. I was disappointed at Christmas last year, and then the stairs. He looked to have it his own way, like he had in previous years, but he just didn't have that kick to go again. And I wonder if that's the signs that he's finishing up. But look, maybe a chase campaign back in against the novices. As Tom said, he's seen the video. If they were to go that route in a wide open 3-mile division at the moment, he'd be very high class going in there.
Lucia next. I quite like Lucia. I think we touched on in the last show, talking about she'd probably turn up into Jerry Fielding and win. And I think she could be quite similar to Epatante in that when Epatante flopped in the Mayor's Hurdle, she came back the next year and won a lot of races over in England. Wouldn't be, in my opinion, good enough to beat Lossie Mouth in the Mayor's Hurdle, but I think she'll win a couple of races the way Hendo.
Am I going deaf? Or did you just put her in the same sentence as Epatante?
He did.
Yeah, she will be going for the same race that Epatante won straight after her mad season.
And that's about where the comparison stops, I think.
I think Lucia is good.
I think she's an absolute dog.
No, I think she just didn't run her race at Cheltenham. I thought she'd probably end up being the best of those mares.
I think she's an absolute dog. I can't stand her.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think she's... Yeah, I just don't know. I don't like her. I don't like the way she races. I don't like the way she jumps. I think she's just a moody bitch who just throws the ties out of the pram and she don't get her own way.
She didn't do all that much wrong. Like,
I think she's going to be a flop. I think she's not all that she's made out to be.
Tom.
Yeah, I look. She's clearly not that bad. She's run some nice races last year, but you just put her in the same breath as a champion hurdle. She won the champion hurdle, didn't she?
She did,
Yeah.
and she was second.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew said she was fucking useless as well.
Debutant.
Yeah, she said she wouldn't win the champion hurdle that year anyway.
I don't like her. It's okay not to like horses that you like. You know that.
She's got a long way to go to do that. I also think she's another one you could potentially see back on the flat. They've spoken of her in that regard previously. She's got a lot of speed, a lot of class, and if things didn't go quite right over hurdles, I think she's one you could potentially see back on the flat as well next summer.
I don't think she lay a glove on the likes of Lassie Mount on them.
Sean.
Yeah, I agree with the lads. I think she's a flop. I was just looking in the Mares hurdle market there, and there's probably at least 6 horses I would have a head against her. I don't think she's up to it at all. They seem to have excuses last year going into Cheltenham and then our entry, but that handicap mark that will be exploited. That Jerry Field, I think you said it's called, Dave, is it? I'd say that'll be the main aim at the start of the season, and that's the time to back her. I'd say when she's up into these grade ones, I wouldn't even have her beating like the English best love envoy. I wouldn't have her touching her. So she's definitely a big flop for me.
A good question there.
Which one?
How do you evaluate races where the low sun has fences and hurdles dulled off from Crazy Horse?
They're called bumpers.
I fucking hate when it happens anyway. I think
You
it changes
can't.
the whole race.
You literally can't evaluate them properly because they might jump. Say, for instance, there might be 10 hurdles in the race. They'll jump 4. They jump 2 at the back straight, down the back straight twice.
No, wasn't it? Did it happen at Aintree? Was it last year or the year before? And when that Trevor Hemmings horse won like a grade 2 or something,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. Like.
No.
On Frodon in the race. Frodon was in the race. Yeah, it was.
It's a massive. Obviously, it's a massive disadvantage to horses who gain lengths with their jumping. It's a massive disadvantage for horses that gain lengths at their fences, and it's a massive advantage for horses who are bad jumpers.
Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, I think, look, you can evaluate them to some extent, but I would always take it with a pinch and just have it in the back of your mind that those fences and hurdles weren't jumped. It's tricky, really. It's hard. You can never. It's like when a horse falls 2 out or whatever. You know, there's still, if a horse falls 2 out, there's normally 2 or 3 furlongs still left to go. It's hard to predict what would have happened. Like Q Card in the Gold Cup springs to mind. He was absolutely cantering. Would you have your bottom dollar on? He'd have got up to the top of that hill in front. I wouldn't anyway. It's hard, but take it with a pinch, I'd say.
Sean?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking it with a pinch. It's all right if it's 1 maybe down the back, but when you start skipping 4 or 5 fences down the back, it's a take it with a massive pinch of salt, and maybe I wouldn't be inclined to follow it through. That's going to be the result again if they go around with all the fences included.
Fair. Okay. On to Galloping.
Sorry, 2 seconds. This. Vincent, just email vip@glistianevents.com, and if you got the email back saying congratulations, you're a winner, they will be sending them out. If you haven't, DM me and I will sort it out. Not a bother.
Galloping Deschamps. Not a flop for me. I would safely say that he's going to win the Gold Cup again this year. I think he's definitely going to win the Gold Cup again this year. I know some people will be worried about Punchestown. It's the end of a long season. Gold Cup is hard graft. Put him away, strengthen up, come back. Same kind of races this coming year, and after the Gold Cup we go again. Andrew?
2024 Gold Cup winner, Dave. Where would you start? You have the John Durkin, an option. I'd go John Durkin, Christmas, Dublin Racing Festival, Gold Cup, and go off and get beat at Punchestown again. Don't worry. Everybody's worrying about, not everybody, but we've had conversations in a group with some of the lads who are worried about Galloping after being beat at Punchestown. Look, Albon got beat at Punchestown. Denman got beat at Punchestown. Corto Star got beat. Florent Porter got beat after winning the stairs. It's the end of a long season. Forget about it. It's fine. He'll win the Gold Cup, lads.
Tom?
You're gonna hate me for this, you two, but I'm gonna go flop. Yeah, I'm worried about Gold Cup winners. Remember, we went through how many had won a race even after winning the Gold Cup, and it was very, very low. He's only 7. I worry that he had a hard enough race there. He's got all the class in the world. And my worry is, after he fell at Cheltenham last year, when he was obviously going to bolt up, he had a 4-week turnaround and he went and bolted up at Fairyhouse on the bridle, hunky-dory, everyone's a winner. He was a different animal this year or last season. He learned to settle. He jumped a lot better. And he was very good in the John Durkin. He was very good at Leopardstown. And he was very good at Cheltenham. And then he's gone and he's had a 6 or 7 week break. And he's gone and ran at Punchestown and he's got beat. And he's had a hard race again at Punchestown because Paul is 2 lengths off winning another Grade 1. So he's had a hard race. I just worry that season now is going to have left a mark on him. It's one of those. I know Henry was talking about it last year at Flutard, and he was like, I don't really subscribe to it. But again, kind of the stats are there. Whatever it does, that Gold Cup, it leaves a mark. And I just worry that left a mark. And then he's had another hard race at Punchestown, and that's going to have left a mark. Yeah, and he's only 7. He's rising 8. He's still early. He's not early in his career, but he's not a 9-year-old or whatever. I just worry that that's left a mark. I could be completely wrong, but I would worry that it has.
Would you be the same for Brave Man's Game, Tom?
Would I be the same for Brave Man's Game? Yeah. I would worry about him. I think he's going to be trained next season with one day in mind, and that's going to be the King George. And I think he'll win the King George. And I think Galloping will do all right here as well. But I just worry. It's just enough to have in the back of my mind to take him on, I think.
They could camp. Look, the other thing they could do, something similar to that they did with Album, have a sparingly raced season. They could go do the one race, do a Christmas, Dublin Racing Festival, then Punchestown. They could just do Christmas and not Punchestown, Cheltenham, should I say?
I think you're spot on, Andrew. I think that's exactly what they will do. I think there's no way the brain of Willie Mullins. There's no way he's not thinking about this as well and thinking, I worry that have a hard impact on him and thinking, let's run him sparingly and get him to Cheltenham. So look, if they do that, he could get there. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, before Sean goes there, over the course of the years doing the podcast, people are watching it know that I always go for the novices coming into the open division for the Gold Cup. It's very hard for horses to go back and repeat or go back and win it at their second attempt. So I would have been the same as Tom, but the thing is, I just don't see any of the novices good enough to get up to the level of Brave Man's Game or Galloping. I think they would both have to underperform significantly. Like coming out from the RSA last year, Braun, the Real Waka, and Jerry Colombo, I just don't see them being anywhere near good enough. So that's why I'm quite happy to stick with Gallop.
I think the age as well has a massive part to play as well. If he was 8 turning 9, I would have the same worry as Tom. But he's still in the peak of his powers. So I think he could still be improving a bit.
Yeah, it is a factor though. You think back 2 years ago, Manila Indo won it so well and he's struggled since. And then APT on the bridle of about 20 million lengths. And he hasn't done a thing since, so it's a tough one. Sean.
Then again, we go back the year before. Album Photo was done it 2 years in a row. So it can be done. And I think he's by far the best out of that. Even all them. If you ran them in a race at Peak of the Powers, I still think he beats all of them.
Sean.
Yeah, I don't think he's a flop. I think he'll go and do it again. I think he has age on his side, which I'd be a big fan of. You won't see him more than 2 times before Cheltenham this year. If he goes to John Duncan, then he's going to DRF. If not, I might have a prep run and then go to Dublin Racing Festival. I just think last year he was a work in progress that they absolutely got perfect. You seen him, no one could believe their eyes in the John Duncan what happened to him. You then seen him at the Dublin Racing Festival again. Paul settled him, brought him down the last and gave him a race. He knew how to race with Cheltenham then. I just think they had a very hard race at Cheltenham. He hit 1 or 2 fences. He had a duel down the long straight with Brave Man's Game. He pulled away. He did look like he was full of it, finishing. But I think that might have left a mark on him. And going to Punchestown was probably the wrong decision. Like, he hasn't run a stinker. He's beaten Brave Man's Game. Fast or Slow did beat the pair of them. But I'd have me house if that was run again and be turned around. I think he will go and do it.
Okay.
What's the Clonmel oil on?
I don't know. Impervious. I think not a flop. I think she's a good little mare. Will win her fair share of races and will go to Cheltenham with a good chance again this year. Andrew?
Wins the mayor's chase. Just nothing else there to beat her. You have Allegory the Fatty. You've Pink Legend. That's just about it, really. Unless one of the hurdlers go chasing, but I still think she's miles the best mayor's chaser in that mayor's chase division. Miles the best. She has form against Gelding. She beat the Geldings, which is a massive plus. And I think she'll win it again.
Tom?
Yeah, she was really the surprise package last season, wasn't she? She looked just below top class with the mares, even in novice hurdles. Just serves to show some of them can improve when they've only had a few runs. And yeah, she really did so over fences. Allegory Devassi came to win that race at Cheltenham, and Impervious battled back and won very well. It's fantastic for Brian Hayes to have the ride on a horse like this, and fair play to JP for sticking with him. It would have been easy to stick his own jockey Mark Walsh on, but fair play to him for leaving Brian keep the ride. He's done a great job with her. And yeah, look, as she continues like that, she's top of the class so far, isn't she? So it'd take a special one to come and beat her.
Sean?
Oh, I've no doubt she'll go on and shine. I was looking through the markets. I think she's head and shoulders above what you'd probably call a good thing going through the races and what's available now. I think she's very, very good. When Cheltenham last year, Allegory got to her quarters, I was thinking, okay, she's going to go by and beat her now. I wasn't her biggest fan before that. But what she done after that last really, really struck me. She went to Punchestown and absolutely battered them again. I can't for the life of me seeing Allegory turn that form. And I don't see anything coming through. You said Mascada the other day. That freak performance, but other than that, I think Impervious is head and shoulders above all of these.
Impervious. Very good. Goodland. For me, a flop. I think he doesn't quite have the speed like in the Ballymore last year for that intermediate trip. And I think the horses that were behind him, say, in the Tanya Lacey, like Sander Clegane, would outstay him over 3 miles. So I think he's stuck in a rock and a hard place.
Took the words out of my mouth. I think he is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's neither too fast.
Not quite slow enough.
Not quite slow enough. Yeah, not quite slow enough with the bit of stamina that is required. Could be a different proposition if he goes over fences. But as of now, on the basis of what we know and what we see, I think he not a massive flop, but I think he'll struggle to find his proper trip.
A small floppy.
Small one, little one.
Tom?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what route they go with this lad. I presume they're going to go chasing. I don't really know what you'd do with them over hurdles at the minute. Chasing would need to bring about some improvement, but it could. If you look at Cheltenham and the Ballymore, he ran into an absolute aeroplane in Imperi Pass, the best novice hurdler in the UK or Ireland last season. and Gaelic Warrior and Champ Kylie ahead of him. So I think the form's rock solid. We could see if he goes chasing, but yeah, an interesting one. I wouldn't write him off just yet, but he'd have to improve a little bit, but he could do.
What do you think of Tom's statement there, Dave?
Sure, fucking Patrick basically gave fucking Imperi Pass a go of his wife almost. Here, sure, just go in there. No bother.
I mean, he wouldn't
anyway.
win unless that happens.
I never thought I'd say it, but I really like Gaelic Warrior. I think Gaelic Warrior is the best horse in the Valley, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You on crack?
Sean.
That race?
Sean.
That's some statement, Mr. O'Keefe. I'll give that to you. But good
I just
land.
don't think Imperi Pass is as good as people. Like, there's a few people actually quite agree with me.
I've heard you say
I don't
wicked
think-
things, but that
I think him and Gaelic Warrior were significantly better than the rest of the field. The rest of the field is fucking trash. Like, you see some of the horses in it. It's
I'm not on this now. I
little
only asked the question to poke you, and it's not working, so I'm quite chuffed.
little Greyo called Marble Sands. Go and fuck off.
you
Sean,
really think the difference?
No, 30 levels behind.
You really think the difference of that race was getting up the inside?
it made a significant difference, yeah. Plus, like, what was he even doing on Gaelic Warrior?
10 levels.
I'm
What was
buzzing
he?
here.
What was he doing on Gaelic Warrior when he
No.
jumped himself to the front and then he pulled him back and wouldn't even fucking race like?
Because he knew he had a fucking machine in behind him.
Anyway, but sure, of course he did. He went,
Yeah.
he went like this. Here, go on. Go up me inside
Ah,
there.
but- Listen, that's one of them crazy things you've come out on the podcast. That should be clipped and held onto. But
That will
Good
be
land.
listened
Fucking,
to
you know
on
what
all
now?
day.
You know what now?
Oh, here we
I
go.
hope to God Imperi Pass is fucking useless now, and you'll never hear the end of it. But anyway,
It's clearly not useless. He won
good
at Cheltenham
land.
This is
good land.
fantastic.
I'd love to see Barry Collin get this fella out early. I think he could win the Drimmer. I was looking through.
Fuck
Really-
off.
Fuck
Fuck off.
He's
now,
employing for
seriously.
him now.
Dave's head is gone.
Go on, give me a Gordo horse that's gonna beat him in that.
What's that to be a Gordo horse?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, Willie's not gonna have his
Willie
top ones
doesn't
out
run
by the time that Willie doesn't run anything in it. Gordo's not gonna
What
have.
if Henry runs a horse?
What horse?
Go on.
Give me a
You know
horse.
what?
Go on, say it.
In the
Give me a horse,
pocket
good
to beat
enough.
that fucking fool of a horse.
Will he be out for the
Yeah.
Drimmer?
I saw her in the pocket yesterday. Good looking animal.
Will he
I
be out for the
would-
Drimmer?
Send him
I-
Henry.
I would second that statement, Mr. O'Keefe.
Send him Henry, because I've match bets ready to go now.
In the pocket
Yeah.
beats good land for the good people.
And you know what? I fucking hope Paul Nolan has Sander Clegane ready as well. Wrong trip. Send him from the front. Give fucking Goodland
Look
a
at
good kicking as
Look at
well.
him, he get windy.
Just-
He gets so windy.
Just spoke a bit of
I
sense
hope
and then
not.
he ruined it all. But anyway.
What you
Um,
I don't care.
yeah.
Every horse is against Goodland now.
Look, I think if he gets him out early enough, I think the Drimmer could be the one. And that because it's big day in the sun. I don't think he's going to do it come Cheltenham. I think that 2.5 mile trip, and then maybe the Easter Festival, you normally get a race in and around then. He might pick up something like that. But I don't think he's going to be a complete flop. I could see him possibly, if he got his run in the Drimmer, picking up that race.
I love the jumps.
Match bets coming
Oh.
fast or
yeah,
slow.
When's that on? November.
Yep.
Before we go to Cheltenham.
Yeah, like Willie,
Oh, I'm gonna be rich.
Fast
Before
or
that.
slow.
who are you going to bring in the pocket against me?
I don't care. There'll be something to back. I'm back against
You're
whatever.
going to take a Henry horse against me.
Goodland can fuck off for the good people.
What
That's
you
all.
have against, what's wrong with Henry horses? Come
I
on.
just don't think in the pocket's that good.
No,
In the
come on.
pocket is 10 times better than Goodland. Will you stop?
In
I
the
think
pocket,
Gunland-
grade
I think
one
Gunland
winner.
won. Yeah, Ainsley against horses that I pointed out I didn't think were great.
Good land. Bad land.
Goodland won
Well,
a
Grade
grade
one
one
winner.
Nathaniel Lacey, intermediate
Grade
at
one winner.
Leopardstown against 3 milers.
He's a grade one winner. Two more grade
Yeah, I
one
think-
winners. But
I think he ran below
but-
par in the Ballymore.
one trainer is proven at improving horses for a fence.
And you know what?
Many a time.
Do you know who I'd take over him as well? But apparently he's staying hurling. And that's fair. If you don't stay hurling, I'll take Irish Pint over Goodland as well.
yeah,
The grey.
yeah.
Irish
The
points
grey
not.
act. I'll take him too.
Yeah,
No,
but
they-
he's not going to go. So
Give him a good kicking and that's the end of him
I
then.
wish Brom was a
just
novice.
a-
He gave him a good headbutt.
A comment there, lads. 2 scoops, 10 just made a good comment. Gaelic Warriors earplugs fell out as well. That's got to be worth at least 10 lemons. Fair point. I mean, it all went against him, didn't it? They might as well
It's,
just
ama-
put it in
it's
Perry
amazing
Pass.
how
that
it's amazing
that
how
was some wicked
against
statement.
Gaelic Warrior Tom went, didn't it?
Yeah, it's
I'm actually going to pull up the replay. Will
Losing that money
Yeah,
really
yeah.
hurt him.
Yeah, it's like Sean, and it's for me. It's
Yeah.
suddenly not for him.
Losing that money really hurt him.
I can't believe you just said Gaelic Warriors better than Imperial Passport. Look,
I think he's definitely the most talented horse that came out of the Ballymore. He's just a, he's
if they
just a
ran over
clown.
2.5 miles, if they ran over 2.5 miles, he'd beat him.
If he doesn't give him a free fucking rain up the inside, he might have a better chance anyway. I honestly don't get this Imperial Pass thing. Like.
Have you watched him? Have you watched any of his races?
Like, he's
He's a good horse. He's a very good horse.
He's a very good horse, but he's 100% not better than Facile Vega, and he's definitely then not he's not better than Marine National. I'm not having it. Like
I think, in my personal view, I'm not hard on him like the lads are. I think he was dicking around the Punchestown. I think he was very, very good in the Ballymore, and I think he's still green as fucking grass.
Marine National give a good pace, and so have Facile Vega. Fast or slow?
Casey. Aaron Casey is back. I thought the guy was dead. I haven't heard from him.
Ah, King of Mead is here.
Look at this. Gaelic Warriors better. Casey, get out here.
Yep. There you go.
King of Mead.
Send
I'm
Imperial
actually
Pass
going
off
to
the
look
fan
at this
back to
replay of
France on a
Ballymore
heavy
again
ground.
because
Oh, watch
I
it,
can't
Sean.
believe
It's
that.
unreal.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope they fucking meet. I hope they meet. Another year on Gaelic Warriors back.
In the stairs hurdle. Imagine the two of them are in the stairs
No, no,
hurdle.
no,
It's no crack.
He's just like a bad teenager last year.
Perry Pass was the turn.
Yeah, they don't even have a replay. They don't even have the replay up. It was that good.
Fast or slow? Just get the replay actually of fucking Paul giving him, or Patrick giving him 4 lengths up the inside there. Go on up the inside there. I'll just get out of your way. And then I'll run on again afterwards. Fucking clown. Fast or slow? Flop.
We like Patrick.
Flop.
9. Dave hasn't had any food.
Oh, I didn't before I came
No,
down.
he is fed. That's the thing. He's
Yeah.
full of energy.
I'll be finishing at 9 next week. Then the fella's back.
Do you remember Hermes Allen went off favourite for this? Jesus Christ.
And-
Stop. I'll never forgive myself for backing that fucking tit.
Right, we're moving on from fast or slow. Stay away, Faye.
No, fast or slow?
I'm after saying it 10 fucking times.
What horse are we on?
Fast or slow?
What horse?
Shut up, you. I have to deal with him.
Yeah, look, he was very good at Cheltenham. Should have won that day, and I think that form looks very, very good now, doesn't it? With Corrick Rambler, he's going to beat Gallop in a Brakeman's game at Punchestown. He's only had 4 runs. Well, he's actually had 5 runs over fences because he's like Dave's mare Pastoral. He's a tricky one to place because he'd won over he'd won in France basically. So yeah, I look, he's improving. I wouldn't rule him out of going improving again. Put it that way.
I think it's going to be a flop because they now have no real choice but to run them in grade races against the big boys now. And as Sean said earlier on, I have everything you own and I own on that Gallop and Chample beating.
Sean?
Imperial Pass just swinging in out the bend here, 5 lengths clear.
We're talking about fast or slow.
Fast or slow? No, he's a flop for me. Andrew just touched on it there. I can see that form being torn, and as you said, his mark's probably gone now for a handicap after taking out a grade 1. So he'd be a big flop for me.
Stay away, Faye. Andrew?
I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not pushed either way. Won the Albert Bartlett very well. Could be a nice one going forward for staying chases. Could be one for a 4-miler. Who knows if she goes over fences. The fake just thrown me altogether. He could be one for fences. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I'd have to see him again this season where he goes hurdling or fencing.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be decent enough. Whether it'd be a top class horse, I don't know, but Nichols will get a few wins out of him. So I think there would be better than him, though. Tom?
Yeah, look, I'm sure he'll be grand. I'm sure he'll mop up the 3 mile staying chases in the UK. Probably at Cheltenham, but before they get to the festival. One of my best bets for the season is going to run in that race, though. We'll save that for the anti-post videos. But yeah, I think he'll be fine. But I'd take him on all the same when we get to Cheltenham, I think.
Sean?
Good plug, Tom.
I do think he'll win a couple of races in England. I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he rocks up on a 4 miler. He looked to stay all day for Nichols in that Albert Bartlett. The 3 mile, I don't know if he's going to do it over fences against the top class ones. If something like Gaelic Warrior goes over a fence, I couldn't be having him in a month of Sundays against him. That might force him up to 4 miles. I think there's a lot of juggling around to see what's going to go and what divisions, and that'll probably play. But I can't see him winning races in England.
Hidden Valley Lake. For me, a flop. Too many excuses last year. After he won at Cork, I think it was just excuse after the excuse. Was it the prep at Clonmel and then terrible at Cheltenham? So that's a flop.
Yeah, he gone down in my estimation. I liked him after Cork. I forgave him Clonmel. Needs to learn a lot. I'd say you'll definitely see him over fence. That'll need to turn him inside out, which is not beyond the realms of impossibility with Henry training them. But as of right now, I can't forgive him.
Tom?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'd say don't rule him out. I'd say he could be one of those where fences make the difference, and yeah, I'd be interested in him going chasing and seeing how he gets on.
Sean?
Tom, do you want to answer this one for me?
Flop.
Probably not is the answer, but go on.
I'm going to say flop. I think he was overhyped after the Cork run, and he was...
You were one of the ones that overhyped him.
Yeah, you were all over him.
Yeah, but then he went to Clonmel and he was beaten by that Monty Star, and that was good night Vienna.
I told you.
He was 45 lengths behind in that Albert Bartlett, and I think the best novice hurdler last season was Gaelic Warrior, would wallop them, and if he goes fencing, even them, like he's to make a 45 lengths on them in the Bartlett. I think he's a massive flop.
In the space of one show, he's gone from Gaelic Warrior going hurling back fencing now.
Yeah, he won't be hurling.
It's a dilemma, like it's a 50-50.
It's not. You send him hurdling, you win the stairs, and it's happy days. Then you send him chasing.
Apple away. One of the three.
You take it, because
one of the three great moments this year for me in racing. What's the other two?
Fassa Vega losing the Supreme.
Oh Jesus!
Fassa Vega finishing second in the Supreme, and Zoffany Bay winning the Tremor Derby.
No, Zoff was up there though. That was up there.
No, don't tell us.
You enjoyed Facile coming second. You enjoy all of his runs, no?
Yeah, sure. He was beaten by a better horse on the day. Can't just that happens.
Apple away.
Lassie
Moose, yeah.
And Shaquille. I know it's flat, but Shaquille is the only thing that's kept me going all summer. Let's be honest about it. Everybody's against him. Big Shaq.
Everyone's against him.
They were. He's even against himself, sure. He goes backwards.
You like if you think everyone's against him.
He goes backwards out the stalls. Apparently they've fixed that.
Oh, you can lay the living bollocks out of him now.
He's racing Saturday.
Like everyone hates me, and everyone hates all of the horses I like.
You didn't back Big Shaq, Tom.
I didn't back Big Shaq. No.
You didn't back him the 2 times he won.
The worst one is I didn't back Alligator Alley the other day. How?
Yeah, that was hard.
Apple away anyway. Done me a solid in Aintree. I think she's the best staying novice, so she's above Stay Away Faye and the likes of those. Still hard to know whether she will go chasing or stay hurdling, because there's plenty of 3 mile hurdle grade 1s to be won over in England. She'd be getting £7 allowance, and they definitely do like Giovinco. I know the horse Sean mentioned a couple of times.
Where is this thing coming out?
He's very good. He's very good. He's a bit nuts. I think along the lines of Ahoy Senior, so they're trying to get the nutsness out of him before they put him over fences, because they don't want it to happen.
I'm hearing every Tom, Dick, and Harry putting this.
He's very good, very good. Giovinco.
Spell that for me. I've never heard of this horse.
He was given a shout out when he won at
I
Perth on the
Gio Vinco.
YAK.
No, Giovinco is decent enough now.
I've never seen him.
Yeah.
I must go look at him.
I still think Appleway, she's the grade 1 form, so she's the one going this season. Definitely don't think she'll be a flop. Think she'll keep picking up races. I would personally love her to see her in the RSA. Maybe it's a step too far for a mare. But all she does is goes out and from the front. It's catch me if you can, tough out. So I love her. Not a flop.
Me.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't like her.
Where did the words "I don't like her" come out of my mouth?
Me doesn't really say anything for me,
Just
does
like,
it?
Yeah, she's there. I wouldn't call
She's
her.
lovely.
You just call her. She's Moy's best form. Like
She's
she won
lovely.
A grade 1.
Lovely.
Stay away. Faye won a grade 1 over 3 miles.
She bet him, sure.
Yeah, but still that. I don't care, to be honest. What about
Tom?
Yeah, I have no opinion on that horse whatsoever.
I don't. I hope she does well.
She will.
I
I don't
hope she
mind.
does.
You don't even need to
As
hope.
of right now, I have zero opinion on her
You don't need to hope. She will.
because I haven't even looked at her.
Sean.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Giovinco might be better than her. If she goes down that hurdles route, I hope she does a free dive because I know you've definitely topped her up for the stairs. If she's going that way.
No, I never
And-
backed her for the stairs.
RSA.
No?
I only backed her for the RSA.
No.
40,
Look, I hope she
40
does the
to
best
1s.
Ah, value.
40 to 1s, yeah.
Nah, it's not value for losing though.
Yeah, well, there you go. Vanillier.
Oh,
Flop.
Jesus.
Wow, what a fucking. Can't jump a fence, but they made him jump fucking national fences somehow.
Yeah, he enjoyed that. He did.
You'll see him over hurdles from whenever he comes out till he'd probably want run into Pertemps or something at Cheltenham and he'll go to the national. Yeah, no. The only race he's going to be revved up for is the national. I can't see him win the national.
So
Floppity dop.
after that 25 seconds, flop. Tom.
That was longer than the last.
Yeah, I mean they're just going to aim back for the national. I had no idea how he ended up a bloody national horse. I have no idea, but he did, and he ran a cracking race. And yeah, I think he's going to go back there and probably have a very good chance again.
Cross
I remember-
country there. Sorry, cross country there.
I remember up at Leopardstown and they were backing him at Leopardstown and we were looking for winners at Leopardstown. We all had the money on Gaelic Warrior. I think as Tom, I said they're backing Vanilla. He's going to win this. You know, it's nearly 3 miles, I think, the handicap chase. And Tom is like, no, he don't win races. Like, he's going to do it. What to do? Second.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, keep it short and sweet. I think it'll be a flop.
And that is the end of list number 2.
List number 2.
That was fun.
It'll be put on hold now for a week because we're Champions Weekend next week.
Yes, so this coming Wednesday, we will be doing Champions Weekend, Irish Champions Weekend, and we will be reviewing it then Sunday, and then we'll get back to part 3 of this and finish it off. And then we, of course, as we said, have our horses to follow.
Or is the week after the British one then? British Champions?
Oh, yeah,
No,
they're all
no,
coming now. They're coming thick and
What's after Irish Champions Weekend?
the British one is not that soon, but they're all coming thick and fast. So
Yeah.
we've the
Cheltenham
Irish
Festival,
Champions
yeah.
meeting, the St. Ledger, we've English Champions meeting, we've the
St.
Arts
Ledger.
weekend.
St. Ledger is the week after.
We've them all coming thick and fast.
Then Cheltenham.
Gregory wins that. Move on.
Irish Champions Weekend's a great weekend. If anyone's thinking about going, I'd definitely jump on that.
Middle-earth.
That Leopardstown Day is a great deal.
Or Ballyroyal?
No, Oisin Murphy. Gosling horse as well. Middle Earth, Tom. You got the wrong one. Don't worry, I'll point you in the right direction.
I think the Frank.
thank you,
Dove
Dave.
as well.
Huh? What did
Thanks.
he say?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, you're
There's,
welcome, Tom.
There's
Middle Earth.
There's a comment
Before we go,
Oh, what?
please do not forget the Glistian packages for the syndicate.
They have they're working on new packages as well. Which
And
will be ready soon.
Andrew just cut me off. New packages soon, but at the moment you're getting 40% off tailor-made golf equipment. Free tickets to European Tour golf event. first access to the VIP and hospitality in the O2 with 10 to 15% off and much more. Also, they have Cheltenham packages. They've done Racing Festival packages. We'll be up there. Hotel Leopardstown, Clayton Hotel Leopardstown. 2 days. Superb.
Drinking wine till 4 o'clock in the morning. Talking shite.
5 months, Dave.
I may not be drinking wine till 4 o'clock in the morning, but I will be there. I'll probably go to bed early because that's what I do. And that's totally okay.
I went to bed before you last year. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
Tom
saying on
learned his
that
lesson
one.
from year one because he was hungover. Very, very hungover.
Ah, the moment you walk back up from breakfast, do you know the way you walk into your hotel room, the bathroom's there?
Yeah.
His pants was off before he went to the bathroom, and he went under the covers from the bottom of the bed back up.
Yeah. But we're getting there. We're nearly in the winter, guys. And Cheltenham will start rolling around. Anti-post videos, Cheltenham videos, fucking Chepstow, Doncaster,
Yes.
heavy ground, rain, hail,
Newbury.
sleet. The only thing that keeps
Bring
you
it
going
on.
on a Saturday. Fire lighting, Denman running over fences. I cannot wait. I dream of Denman sometimes.
R.I.P.
Yeah, great horse. Please like and subscribe. Do the usual. Helps the channel. Leave some comments if you want. Try be constructive, not critical. Now we actually enjoy the critical ones. And see you Wednesday for some winners on the flat. Up Shack.
It's debatable.